Hi Gemini, welcome to April. This is Teresa from tarotbyt.com, and I'm getting ready to do your TarotScope, your Love TarotScope for April. And first I want to create some sacred space around this reading and call in some good energy. And let's see what Gemini needs to know about love and relationships for the month of April. We have a new moon in Aries, which is favorable to Gemini, on the 15th, and we have a full moon in Scorpio on the 29th. So let's see what Gemini needs to know about love and relationships for the month of April. Let's see what the cards say, and then I'll get into the astrology later. What does Gemini need to know about love and relationships? And anything else that might be important. Four of Cups, Three of Pentacles, the Tower in the past, the Knight of Wands, the Three of Cups, the Emperor, the Nine of Cups, the Judgment, the Seven of Swords, and the Knight of Cups. Okay, so you start the month out with the Four of Cups. So you're feeling kind of bored in your current situation. So you may feel that in a relationship you're not being valued. Maybe you're tired of the same old, and you're thinking, well, maybe I should look for other opportunities or see what else is out there. You might feel that you're not being appreciated, or you're not being valued, or you're being taken for granted in some situation. And there is something being offered to you. See the cup coming out of the cloud, but you're not sure you want to accept it. And this could be a relationship, but it could also be a job, because the Three of Pentacles is here. So the Three of Pentacles is a card of career success and promotion. So you could be offered, it could be that there's some career success coming your way, that you're going to be getting recognized. So just be a little bit patient, because the Three of Pentacles can mean some type of success, or maybe there's a job offer coming and you're not sure if you want it or not, and you have to think about it. Like, you may not be happy with your current job or your current relationship, but then something gets offered to you because you have talent with the Three of Pentacles. You're good at what you do. So there could be some offers coming up in April, and you have to think, do I want this? Do I want to accept this? Do I want to leave my current situation and move to something else? Because the Tower is in the past. So when the Tower comes up, you either may have gone through some type of awakening. The Tower can mean a lot of things. In a relationship, it could mean that you suddenly see something, like some truth comes out, and you see the truth about something, or a relationship, or some situation. And then you may decide, you know, with that information, you may decide, I don't know if I want to be in this relationship. Or something may feel like it's being restructured or breaking down. Something in your life is breaking down so you can rebuild in a better direction. This could be a relationship that could be ending or changing in some way. Or it could be a job situation where they're restructuring the company, or they're reconfiguring who does what. But it winds up in your favor. I don't feel like it's a negative. I think it's more of a getting you out of a rut, shaking you up so that you can get out of a rut, so that you can build in a better direction. So sometimes the Tower comes up when we have a blow to our ego. Like, you might be on the wrong path, and you're thinking, oh, everything's great, and then wham, you know, you just get hit by some realization, and it could be a blow to your ego, but at the same time, it's a learning experience. And so then you say, okay, now that I know what I know, I am not going to waste my energy on this situation anymore. I'm going to start moving in a better direction. I'm going to rebuild in a better direction. So it's really deflecting you from something that is limiting. If you're feeling oppressed in any situation, it's going to release you from that oppression. Especially now, Mercury is retrograde. That's your ruling planet. So you might be rethinking things. You might be thinking, well, I got to go back to the drawing board. And I have to redo what I'm working on and tweak it to make it better. So some of you might be doing that either in a career situation or even in a relationship. There might have been some shock that comes to you about a person that you're involved in. And you're like, oh my God, I never thought you felt that way. I didn't know, you know, something that's like a wake-up call. And so with this information, you're going to restructure things along better lines. So you might have better communication. You know, if you just might try to do things in a different way so you could salvage the situation. Or you might just decide to move on and start over with something else. Because you have this Knight of Wands here. The Knight of Wands is like, if it represents a person, it could be someone in your life that's a lot of fun, but not always very reliable. Like they make promises, but they don't keep them. Or they make, you know, you can have fun with them while you're with them, but then when they're gone, you know, they may say, I'll call you, you know, tomorrow, and then you may never hear from them. They're not, you can't really count on them. This could be a fire sign because it's a wand, but it could also be someone who just has this fun energy, but not very stable. The other way this could play out, it could be also a change of residence or a change of job. So it's possible that, you know, with the Tower experience, you decided to move to a different location. Maybe if you're leaving a relationship, you have to move. Or maybe you decide you get a job offer and you have to move. So the Tower's like, it's not always negative, but it does disrupt your routine. So you feel like, okay, I've got to do something. You know, there's like a crisis that has to be resolved. But what it does is it's going to take you out of something that was not really working in your favor and put you on the right path. So with the Knight of Wands, you could be moving either physically, you know, changing your residence, or you could be changing the work that you do or your job responsibilities in some way. Whatever it is, you're moving toward greater harmony because you have the Three of Cups here. So the Three of Cups, you know, there's a lot of support around you. You have friends, you have people that really want to see you succeed. The Three of Cups is a card of celebration, parties, you know, so you could be celebrating your success. So the way I'm seeing it, it's almost like some of you may be making changes in a relationship, and at the same time, like a relationship might be breaking down, you're experiencing career success. Or it could be that a career situation is breaking down and changing, and you're experiencing, you know, relationship success. Because you have the Nine of Cups here, and you have the Emperor. So you're moving toward building something stable. You're moving towards something more stable. The Emperor is a card of the someone who is very reliable. So maybe you're walking away from some situation that was not very stable and not very reliable, and you're moving towards something, a person that you can count on, who's there for you. So I feel like you're seeing the truth in a lot of situations in April. And you might have even, this is the past, so things may have come to a head at the last full moon in Libra that we had at the end of March. You might have had a wake-up call then. And so now you're moving in, you're already on the path to the new direction. And with the new moon in Aries, you're going to be really fired up for new beginnings. You're going to be ready for new beginnings. So let the past go. Don't dwell on the Tower. If it's setting you on a new path, go in that direction because it's the right direction for you. And you have the Nine of Cups here. So the Nine of Cups means that you can get what you want in a relationship. You just have to stop thinking negatively. This is in your negative thinking sector. So maybe you're doubting, you know, oh, I don't think I could ever be successful in this career path. Or maybe this relationship isn't going to work out, this new person. You know, because of what I've experienced in the past, you know, you have like, you might be doubting that it's even possible for you. But the Nine of Cups is a good card. It's a wish card, a wish fulfillment card. And you have the Judgment card here, which is a card of waking up. It gets another card of waking up, spiritual awakening. This could be a partner too. This is in your environment. You know, maybe a partner had a wake-up call. You know, maybe you're involved in a relationship and there could have been some infidelity for some of you, or some type of thing that came to the surface that changed the dynamic. And now this person is, the Judgment is like knowing that you have to make changes and working on yourself. Someone who's having a spiritual awakening. So maybe you had to give someone an ultimatum, like, hey, shape up or ship out. And now this person doesn't want to lose you, and they're going to try and make changes. With the Seven of Swords, there's still this element of you have to be careful. I feel like there's two things going on here. On the one hand, there's someone in your life that is maybe a little bit untruthful, not telling you the whole story. So you want to look deeper, because the Seven of Swords is a sneaky type of card. So either somebody is trying to take something from you. You may feel like someone's trying to steal something from you. Maybe if you're in a relationship, you might be dealing with another person that's trying to take your partner away. Or you could be involved with someone who's already involved with someone else. You know, there could be some kind of sneaky thing going on where you can't go public with your plans. That's some of you. For others, it could just be that you're not willing to face the truth in a relationship. But you're coming to the point now that you can't deny the truth. So there's going to be some realizations of what needs to change and what you need to do to change. And you can't ignore it anymore. You have to face the truth. You have to come clean. You have to be, above board. And this Emperor card, this is a card of the executive. So in a career situation, you could be getting a promotion where you're in a leadership position. Or you could be working with someone who is a high-level executive. Another way this could play out is in a relationship is that you're connecting with someone who's very stable. Someone who knows how to build things. Someone who could have their own business or at least be in a leadership position on their job. Maybe you're getting involved with someone you work with, I don't know, who's a boss in some way or leader in some way. This card, when I see the Emperor, it could be a Scorpio, it could be Aries, or it could be Capricorn even. But whatever this person represents, aside from the signs, this person is very stable and very organized. So maybe it's telling you, if it doesn't represent a person in your life, it's telling you that if you want to be successful, if you want to get everything you want and profit by your talent, you have to get organized. And you have to be disciplined. And you have to be realistic. Because sometimes you may have a dream that you're not seeing realistically. So you want to, look at something. Don't make decisions based on your emotions. Make it based on logic and reality. And especially with this full moon that we just went through at the end of the month, it was squaring Mars and Saturn and Pluto. So that means you have to see the truth in a relationship, and you have to make changes based on that truth, whether you like it or not. Some things are coming to the start. You're going to see the truth. You've seen the truth at this full moon. And it could be, that you're seeing truths you don't want to see. But once you accept the truth and admit the truth, then you know what to do, and you just move in the direction that you need to go in. And you do have support. You have this group of people that want to see you succeed, that are there for you. So take advantage of that. Don't think you have to do everything by yourself. You are also feeling stronger. You need to get out of a rut. You are in a rut. And so you have to make some changes. Even if they might be disruptive or difficult, it's putting you on the right path. Because a lot of what's going on now, these full moons and new moons, are all connecting in some way with the North Node in Leo. So it's like we're kind of being guided to find our true karmic path. And to do that, we have to get out of situations that are no longer working for us. So if you're bored and if you're feeling undervalued, and you feel like your talents aren't being utilized, or you feel like you're in a relationship, you're not being appreciated, it's time to shake things up. It's time to go after what you want. Don't be afraid to go after what you want. Now you have the Knight of Cups at the end, so that could be, an offer or proposal. And here you have the Four of Cups here. So someone is interested in making an offer to you. It could be love, it could be an offer of love, or it could be a business proposition. Whatever it is, or maybe a little bit of both. Whatever it is, though, it's like you're afraid to take it. You're not trusting it for some reason. Or maybe you have to keep things under wraps. You have to keep things quiet because it's a behind-the-scenes kind of deal. And you have to, until it develops more. But whatever it is, it's going to bring you change. It's going to bring you recognition. It's going to bring you stability. And, it's time. It's time for you to step in to your own and it's time for you to get what you want. And don't let fears hold you back. That's the other thing I want to say. Don't let fear stand in the way of your success, either in relationship or career. And let's see what the astrology has to say. Yeah, this new moon in Aries is falling in your 11th house. That's the house of hopes and dreams. And you're going to be, so you could be achieving a goal or a dream that you've always wanted. Venus is in your 12th house, so be careful of clandestine relationships. If you have you might have a secret crush on someone. When Venus is in the 12th house, it could be that you're involved with someone that you can't go public with. So you want to be careful with that. Jupiter is there, so in your 6th house, so it could be making you overly optimistic about this thing. So that's why you want to make sure you're thinking clearly about it. It could also mean that you're working on a creative project behind the scenes. It doesn't always have to be negative, like, you're having this affair. You could be working on something because the 12th house is hidden. So you're working on some creative project behind the scenes that you're not ready to go public with yet. But when you do, because Venus is trining Mars, Saturn, and Pluto in your 8th house, when you go public with it, it can bring in, you're going to have to work hard. So you might even, but it'll affect your finances, because it's going to affect your financial houses. Mars and Saturn in your 8th house right now, and Pluto, you might be struggling financially. It might be hard to get financial support from other people, like if you're going for a bank loan or something, they might be putting you through the mill, really examining everything and wanting you to be accountable for a lot of things. You're going to be working really hard to try and get the financial backing you're needing. But if you do the work, the rewards will be great. So let's see what else is happening with the full moon. So that's the new moon. The new moon is, new beginnings. Work on that creative project, and you have to just do the work and get it out there. You're being supported by Saturn and Pluto and Mars. But it's going to mean action, and it's going to mean doing the work and taking responsibility. You can't just skate by. You can't just skim the surface. You have to go deep. You have to do it. You have to be thorough. But the reward will be great. The full moon will be in Scorpio, and that's happening in your 6th house and affecting your 12th house. It's also being supported by Saturn, which is now in your 8th house. So you want to take care of your health. It could also be that you come to some type of realization about either a psychological issue, psychological block. Something comes to completion in terms of work and health, and where you're sabotaging yourself. You might be seeing certain patterns crop up. So if you've been working on a new health regimen, if you start something at the new moon, you're going to see the results by the full moon. The good thing about the full moon is that Saturn is supporting it. So whatever you're building, whatever you start, it will be in place for a long time. But you do have to do the work. Don't overwork yourself. Don't work where you affect your health, and you make yourself crazy. But, take some time out to recharge. But also, you're going to have some kind of psychological breakthroughs too during this time, where you finally see, I've been hurting myself by doing X, Y, and Z. Now I'm going to change. I'm going to, change the way I approach things, and that's going to bring you success. So let's see what else is happening. Mercury is trining the North Node, and for you, that is in your 3rd house and the 11th house. So yeah, it involves communication. You could be doing some kind of writing project that's going to feel like you're doing the work that you were meant to do. Whatever you're working on right now, it's like your soul path, your karmic path. And it's going to be a fulfillment of a dream that you've had for a long time. But with Saturn and Mars and Pluto, those are the boys that are wanting you to, you've got to do the work. And it's going to be a kind of grueling thing. But when you're done, you're going to be proud of what you've accomplished. You're going to accomplish something that is going to stand the test of time. You're going to build something solid and stable. And that's going to bring you recognition and love and success. Something that you can be proud of. So don't be afraid to do the work, and don't just hang in there and get it done. And when you finally launch, you may launch it later on in the year. We'll see what happens there. But you're on the road to success. So that's my forecast for April, Gemini. And if you'd like to have a personal reading, just go to my website, or there's a link in the description. And if you enjoyed this video and you want to make a donation, even as little as $1, you can do the tarot by, you can do PayPal me at Tarot by T. Either way, I hope you enjoyed this reading, and happy Easter if you're celebrating Easter, and happy April. And I will talk to you again next month. Okay, bye now.